What's up, Herbalists? This is Mason, and you're listening to the Herb Rally Podcast. Today is episode number 2 in the series of Herbal Community Resources. The goal is to release one of these about once a month, and I'd like each episode to contain 3 to 4 resources from different folks in our community. So today we'll get to hear from Raquel with Libra's Garden, Mona Mayhue with Darlingtonia Holistic Care, and Kristian Cole of Earth Witchcrafts. Huge thanks to each one of them for taking the time to record and share with all of us the resources that they find valuable. And if you would like to participate in this segment of the Herb Rally Podcast, just get a hold of me, and you could do so at mason@herbrally.com, or just shoot me a DM on Instagram. That's @herbrally, and more on that later. So I also randomly give away dandelion t-shirts to those that contribute, so keep that in mind. If you'd like to check out those shirts, just go to herbrally.com/store. And yeah, as I alluded to, here's a little bit more house cleaning. In case you haven't heard, the Herb Rally Instagram page was hacked last week, unfortunately. So now I am starting from scratch. If you followed me before, chances are you no longer follow me. Also, apologies on the final pic of my previous account. I actually didn't see what it was, but I heard it was fairly grotesque, so I apologize for that. And in the meantime, the fortunate thing is I get to keep the Herb Rally name on Instagram. Feel very grateful for that. So if you do search @Herb Rally, it should pop right up, instagram.com/Herb Rally, or just search Herb Rally. It should be the first one listed at this point. The correct account, hopefully the only one, has a Calypso orchid as the first post. So yeah, anyway, please do give me a follow on Instagram. And also, if you feel like spreading the word about the new account, I'd be most appreciative. One other thing for now, the School of Evolutionary Herbalism is hosting a free course right now. It's called the Vitalist Herbalism Mini Course. It comes with videos and a guidebook, all for free. So for more information on that, just head to herbrally.com and click on the Featured Schools tab at the top menu bar. All right, so that's enough for my blather at the moment. There's more where that came from at a later date. And in the meantime, please enjoy these fine community resources from Raquel, Mona, and Kristian. Enjoy.
Hey everyone, this is Raquel from Libra's Garden, and I just want to talk to you today about one of my favorite herbal resources, and that is the Herbal Academy. Herbal Academy is an online herbalism school. They have a variety of resources available for students and non-students alike, so you don't have to be a student at the Academy to take advantage of all their resources. I highly recommend taking their classes if you're able to, but it's not necessary to enjoy all of the offerings they have. So all of these can be found at theherbalacademy.com. There's 4 main resources of the Herbal Academy I want to talk to you about, and that is their online courses, the herbarium, the bookshelf, and their blog. So I'll start by talking about their online courses. They're all online, they're self-paced, so it's really easy to fit them into your schedule. You have all the benefits of a formal education, but it's not overwhelming. You don't have to finish a certain amount of lessons in a week or in a month. It's entirely at your own pace, and it really allows you to enjoy the learning process without being overwhelmed. With student membership comes access to their Facebook group for herbal students, and I highly encourage you to join just because it's a great way to connect with others in the herbal community. It's a great way to share your successes with other students, to ask questions, get to know others in the community. It's an international group. I mean, you have students from all around the world, and it's just a really great way to foster relationships with other people who share your passion for plants. I know where I live, there's not really a whole lot of people who share that passion, so it's really nice to have a chance to connect with other people. The herbarium is another resource of the Academy, and for $45 a year, you have access to the herbarium and all of its content. So you have ebooks, there's tutorials, articles, the plant monograph database. There's just so much information on there. I know a lot of times people look to the internet for herbal information, and they come across sites that really aren't that credible. They have a lot of misinformation on them, and this is just a really great place to find a lot of information. It's easily accessible. You know you're getting a credible source, and I mean, for $45 a year, that's a really good membership. They also have the bookshelf, so you can find that on their page. Just type bookshelf into the search bar and it should bring it up. But you can search by title, by author, or by subjects, and they also group them according to beginning, intermediate, and advanced level topics. So that's another great way if you feel like you're an intermediate student. These are the books that might interest you, things like that. And I just find it's a really great way to find books to add to your home herbal library. And a lot of my books, actually, I have a pretty extensive library, and a lot of those book recommendations came from the Herbal Academy, and I'm always adding more to my list. So that's just another really great feature of the Academy. And the last one I want to mention is their blog. So you can find the blog from their main page. They also have a Facebook and an Instagram account, so you can find a lot of their blog posts linked there. It's just a really great way to keep up with current trends in the herbal field. And there's all types of different topics. There's tutorials, there's current herbal trends. I know essential oils are a really big topic right now, and they do have some posts about that. And there's always, safety considerations and links to other articles that they've published. And it's just a really great way to kind of keep up with what's trending in the herbal field. So hopefully that was helpful to some of you. If you haven't checked out the Herbal Academy, I highly recommend doing so. If you're already a little familiar with the Herbal Academy, I hope you check out more of what they have to offer. There's just so much out there, and I hope that you take advantage of everything that they have. So again, my name is Raquel from Libris Garden, and thank you for listening, and thank you to Herb Rally for allowing me to speak today.
This is Mona Mayhue from Darlingtonia Holistic Care in Oakland, California, and today I want to offer a fun and free herbal resource. Traditional Medicinals has a great set of printable plant symbolism cards listed on their website, which can be downloaded for free. The design inspiration for these cards comes from the 19th century illustrated book titled Language of Flowers by Kate Greenway. The set includes 5 cards, and each card highlights a bit of the plant history and usage. For example, the card for hope describes hawthorn, and the card for inspiration describes angelica. This is a great resource for new and experienced herbalists. The cards can be printed and used for decoration or for inspiration. They could also make a great gift for someone in your life who is new to herbs, or maybe for a child who is showing interest in learning more about how herbs connect to our emotional state. So that's it. I hope you all enjoy this herbal resource. The link should be listed in the description box. And thanks for listening.
Hello everyone, my name is Kristian Cole, and I was born and raised all throughout the Midwest, from Illinois, Indiana, to Ohio and Iowa. I currently reside in the magnificent and enchanting lands of New Mexico. I've always been in touch with nature since I was a small child. In fact, some of my fond childhood memories come from exploring the woods behind my parents' house in northern Indiana. I love the quietness and being in those woods, the smell of the earth and trees, the sound of the leaves shaking in the wind, and hearing the birds singing above. Just a few years ago, I started a spiritual journey, one that left me wanting to know more of who I am as an individual, and that led to where I am today. One of the things I picked up on this journey of mine is how herbs can really help us. For example, when I was living on my own for a short period of time in Iowa, I had a difficult time sleeping, and even more so to calm myself down. At that time, I had a roommate who is one of my best friends to this day. That first week in this new environment put me on edge, and it all started with a cup of chamomile tea. We were having a late night discussion on the aspects of a healthy relationship, and while I spoke, or tried to, I kept shaking and my jaw would lock up. I couldn't relax. So she brewed me a nice cup of chamomile tea and told me to drink it slow. We carried on talking, and before I knew it, the muscles in my jaw eased up, and my shaking disappeared. Along this journey, I discovered a book that led me to using my favorite herbal remedies, from lavender, chamomile, mugwort, mullein, and St. John's wort. That book was The Herb Book by John Lust. This book totals in 675 pages. It features 3 main parts and holds a source of easy-to-digest information. After the introduction begins, Part 1, which focuses on herbs and history. The author, John Lust, gives an explanation of the different part of plants, from the root to the stems and leaves. Part 1 also consists of botanical terms that I found extremely useful in beginning this endeavor to understand how plants work. It also contains information on how to gather and keep herbs, along with how to dry and store them. Lust provides a list of locations within the United States, as well as Scotland and France, on where to best obtain herbs. Part 1 then continues on into how to make and use herbal preparations. Lust gives many examples from infusions, decoctions, compresses, poultices, herbal baths, and even extracting the essences of your chosen herb. Part 1 wraps up with a glossary of medicinal effects and herbs that produce them before ending with my favorite list in the book: plants applicable to various conditions in body organs. The list is extensive and covers every condition imaginable, from alcoholism, insomnia, backache, arthritis, constipation, fever, wounds, nausea, dizziness, and so much more. Part 2 contains an expansive list of most well-known herbs, starting from A through Z. Each herb has an illustration of the plant, along with the proper name, binomial name, any common names, a brief description of the plant, and how to best use the herb and a remedy for treating ailments. You can find just about any herb in this part of the book, everything from angelica and arnica to wormwood and yarrow. Part 2 is a lengthy read, but can be used to look up an herb via the index, either through the common name or its Latin name. Part 3 is an interesting read. Within these sections, there are information on herbal formulas, an entire section on vitamins and minerals, as well as using herbs as spices, in teas, even coffee substitutes. There is even a section on beauty. Part 3 finishes up with scents, dyes, and plant astrology, along with the lore associated behind some of the most well-known herbs. If you're self-taught or looking for a quick and easy way to find out some herbal remedies, I highly recommend getting your hands on this beautifully written book by John Lust. Thank you for listening, and many blessings to you all.
All right, everyone. Hope you enjoyed that. There you have it. That's episode 2 of Herbal Community Resources. One more big thanks to Raquel with Libra's Garden. And you could find her on Instagram. That's at Libra's Garden. Also online at librasgarden.com. As well as Mona Mayhue. You could find her online at darlingtoniacare.com. And Kristian Cole, you could find her on Instagram at Earth Witchcrafts. I'll be sure, as always, to include the links in the show notes. And again, this is Mason with Herb Rally. You could find me on Instagram, the new Instagram page at Herb Rally. Please do give me a follow there. And again, if you'd like to contribute to the Herbal Community Resources segment, just reach out to me, mason@herbrally.com. I would love to share what you have in mind and continue to expand these resources and continue to connect with the herbal community. So thank you again for listening, and until next time, take care.